Great start.
Here at the par 3 second hole, just about 170 yards. Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot.
Oh, nice strike, Rich. Not quite directly in line with the flag.
Just drifting a bit to the right, but he'll settle. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. See if he's up to the task. Trying to win the hole here. Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just a good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. That's good work. That's a good par right there. Putt for par. Needs one. Has it. Frank, how about the first par 5 on the golf course here at the third, just a shade under 530 yards. Good birdie opportunity?
It certainly is. There's 3 bunkers just down that left side. Avoid those, and this par 5 is very reachable.
No fairway here. This one in that rough. Boy, this one has a chance to be really good. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster instead. Actually, a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
How about that terrific approach shot, setting up a makeable eagle putt? All right, Frank, what's the right play here on this second shot to the par 5 third?
Well, even though that hole is a dogleg to the right, the best way to bring it in actually is to use the general contours, which is right to left, and the shape of the shot in that direction as well. So it might look like a little cut, but it actually suits a little draw.
And with that, Kaymer takes the hole, and he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Well, Frank, no doubt this is one of the most photographed holes in all of golf.
Yeah, Devil's Cauldron. Just get to the front of the tee there. Get the camera out. The vistas there are amazing. You see the mountains in the background. This green surrounded by the pine trees. And of course, if you like a lake or two, there's a lake just in front of that green. Just to give you that little color of blue in the snapshot you're going to take.
Like to look at them, not swim in them. Certainly not fish golf balls out. Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough. They're missing it off the tee here. Locked in on the read and the speed. This one's tracking.
More than a bonus on the scorecard, that.
Now a chance for a birdie. Back on the tee here at Banff Springs, fifth hole, 424-yard par 4. What's the setup here, Frank?
Well, it's very tempting to try and hit a draw because that's the way in which the hole is shaped. But the main goal is to make sure that you can take that second bunker, the one on the left side, out of play with that tee shot.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Frank, what are you thinking about on this approach here at the fifth?
Once again, with a good drive, you're left with a scoring club. By that I mean a short iron. Gives you a lot more options and a lot more flags you can go at. Even with a flag in the back left, with a scoring club in hand, you can virtually just go straight at that. The ball will not kick too much once it hits the green. Second shot.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Timer has a beautiful rhythmic putting stroke. This is a birdie bid. And he has it for birdie. So a tester from 4 feet.
Virtually no error in that putting stroke. Good putt.
Frank, you played at the highest level all over the world. What was a comfortable yardage for you on holes like this?
I actually had a club, believe it or not, that just the grooves on it, it would go 105 yards. It was a lofted sand iron, whether it was out of the first cut or rough or the fairway. So if I could hit it around 100 yards, I could almost hit that distance with my eyes closed. After that, 70 yards was the next one. So everybody has that little sort of sweet spot with the wedge.
So that means on a hole like this, you were looking for something off the tee in the 265 to 270 range, and that would put what club in your hand?
Just in those days, it was a 53-degree sand iron, yeah.
Getting set for another approach. Our featured golfer really looks dialed in at this point.
Yeah, right now, this is a great feeling to have as a golfer. Your swing's good, the timing, it's almost like it's just completely natural. You don't have to think. The swing is exactly where you want it to be. So really, you're just looking at the flag in front of you.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. And drops it in. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Well, Frank, this is the longest hole on the golf course, 602 yards, obviously a par 5, though guys like Rory have to be thinking about making an easy 4, getting home in 2.
Yeah, you referenced it. Longest hole on the golf course. Yeah, Rory McIlroy still reached it in 2. game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air, that easy.
They'll be pretty happy with that 290-yard poke off the tee. Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Second from an excellent lie.
This looks like it's heading for the bunker.
That one ends up in the rough.
That went sideways.
Frank, a chance to get home in two here on this par 5?
You would think so after a good tee shot, Rich. A very long, narrow green. The best shot would be to hit a nice, high, towering second shot, but anything that pitches on the front is going to skip forward.
That shot does finish up on the green, but it sets up for a very difficult putt. He'll need to be strong with this. It's a pretty big putt right here to win the hole. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. Keimer for birdie. It happens sometimes, Frank. They don't all drop.
No, but you try telling him right now.
If he makes it, he wins the hole. He wins the hole. And in for birdie. Now to hole number 8. It's another par 3 with some water, Frank. Only 150 yards. This is the shortest hole in the golf course.
But distance control is still very important here. If you can get the right distance, you could perhaps aim 10 or 15 feet left of the flag. You're only going to have a 10 or 15-foot putt. So just think of that. Water on the right there. Maybe just aim a little further to the left. You can still make birdie.
Good-looking shot right here. That's well played. Now a good look at birdie. Just a bit offline here, Frank, but not too bad.
You don't know if it's the wind or just the lie there. Should be okay.
Settles in over the putt. Oh, he's going to love it.
How far was that? That was miles away. It's no snack, though.
So we'll round out the front side here at Banff Springs with a par 5 and reasonably short at only 501 yards.
So very reachable because of that yardage that you just referenced. Hole bends a little bit to the right. You can favor the left side with a tee shot. It's just going to make that angle on the second a little bit easier.
Oh, look out, Frank. Where's this one headed?
This is definitely rough, Rich, off the tee. Ooh, I like that.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Just in the first cut of rough, not a bad lie. The only issue is he might get a jumper here. Well, Frank, what do you like here? Second shot to this par 5.
I like just the general terrain, Rich. Even though the water's on the right side, you want to keep away from that, which actually makes that ball go towards the general upslope of the green.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
This one has a good line. Yeah, go ahead and do that. Eagle on the call. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Frank, we begin this back 9 with a real test. It's a 218-yard par 3.
And it's very easy to get lulled into the shape of that lake there on the right side and try and hit a cut in here. But that cut's going to work against the natural shape of the hole. If anything, a nice high draw.
That one is well off target. Has this from 170 yards away. Frank, this is a cross-country putt. He'll have a go at it, though, for birdie. We'll see.
There's no backing down here. This is going to go up and down and all over the place. But a chance to go in.
This can be a cruel game at times. Yeah, that's a good putt right there. From that distance, he'll settle. Martin Kaymer, 2014 U.S. Open champion, has this one for par. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Well, no problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
On the tee here at the 11th hole, 417-yard par 4. Is this a drive you like to hit, Frank?
It certainly is, Rich, but it's a little narrower than what your eye first sees. And the reason why, there's a tree sort of another 40, 50 yards down the right side past that bunker. So if you hog that right side, that tree can become a little bit of a problem for the second shot. After that good tee shot, Rich, it's time to take full advantage of it.
And this is one where he can really go after the whole location and maybe think about making birdie. But this one has a chance to be really good. Good contact, good result. Frank, over the course of the last 15 years or so, there have been a number of initiatives within the game of golf just to try to grow the sport.
Yeah, we've seen the PGA Junior League, which is a series of competitions, obviously for juniors to play. But the first tee really is worldwide now, just to from all over the world into the game of golf. They're introduced with club professionals. They learn skills that are essential really to play the game of golf. But in 2014 was a real step, what I think, in the right direction to showcase the junior talent around the world with the drive, chip and putt, where you actually get a chance to play the drive, chip and putt final at Augusta National, the home of the Masters.
Imagine young kids, boys and girls, 8 years old, 11 years old, being able to go home and tell their friends, tell their families, hey, I have something in common with Jack Nicklaus, with Arnold Palmer, with Phil Mickelson, with Tiger Woods. I won at Augusta National Golf Club. He'll have 17 feet on this putt. Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
And that gives him the hole. Beautifully done. That's a birdie. All right, on to the 12th hole, 442-yard par 4. What do you like about this hole, Frank?
Just a nice par 4 that sort of bends to the player's right. A lot of people will just stand up here, grab the driver. I don't really think you have to do that, Rich. The hole's not overly long. Just something shorter down that left side. And you're only going to have a short iron in for your second shot. Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
It looks like it's going to be in the rough. We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
Second shot coming out of the rough here.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
So 24 feet after that approach shot, Frank.
It's just outside the what you'd think very makeable distance.
Second shot. Good look at the green. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
That was a good run right there. Almost went in.
At least he's seen the line as it went past the hole. So just replicate that on the way back.
See if he's up to the task. Trying to win the hole here. Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
Did the job right there. So they'll tap in. Stroke that with authority. Thirteenth hole, par 3, 225 yards and heavily bunkered around that green, Frank.
It is, but that green gets narrower as the hole gets longer. Nothing wrong with hitting the ball sort of the middle part of the green here.
Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie.
Well, this is straight at it.
That's a really good line. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Beautiful stroke right there. Finds the bottom of the cup with ease. Here's a birdie putt now for the 2014 U.S. Open champion, Martin Kaymer. That has to feel good. That's a birdie. Frank, this par 4 14th hole at about 440 yards will test you all the way up to that green, won't it?
Yeah, it certainly will. It just looks like you should bash it over those bunkers down the left side, but the green pitches from left to right. So the best access is actually down the right side, coming in from that sort of right line. So don't be fooled here.
Frank, what are we looking at on this approach shot here at the 14th?
This 14th green just built up a little bit. Got to be careful you don't miss this green on the left side. It'll just kick all the way down. It'll be a difficult little chip up the hill. But once again, second shot's not too long.
Ready for a second shot, trying to knock it on the green. This one measures out to 15 feet. Hard putt, soft hand, beautiful putt. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Frank, looking out here on the 15th hole, this looks like a spot where you could really crank one that you could tell your buddies about.
It's another hole that suits a player that hits the ball right to left. It's no surprise to see why Rory McIlroy plays well around here. Nice, big, high towering draw. It's going to go that extra yardage because of the elevation.
Well, this looks good.
Certainly is. Great Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's the next one. Judging by that light, it's not going to be too hard.
Pretty stout second shot here at the par 4 15th. And Frank, what's the right way to shape this one?
It's actually one of the few shots you probably want to hit left to right. Notice the entry of the green is more on that left side of the green. Green does pitch back to the player as well, so maybe a little cut in here for a change. Second shot. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Missed on that one, Frank.
Yeah, not a problem.
It's a pretty big putt right here to win the hole. He wins the hole. That finds the bottom of the cup. We'll call that a birdie. Moving on to number 16 now. It's a par 4, 414 yards. And Frank, what are we looking at here?
It's another hole that'll favour a nice sort of high draw off the tee. It'll set up that second shot to a green that has got several different levels on it. What a great shot.
Nothing wrong with that one. How about 300 yards and in the fairway? And into the thicker stuff.
Let's see if he can bludgeon this one out.
He'll need to be strong with this. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
Third shot, Martin Kaymer. Kaymer's made a lot of these throughout his career, having won the U.S. Open in 2014, the Players as well. This is a par putt, and he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
If he makes it, he wins the hole. And that gives him the hole. No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
Just 2 holes left here at Banff Springs, and Frank, another par 4. This one, short, 374 yards.
It is. It's named Sarcee, which is a tribute to the Indian tribes here and the First Nations of Canada. So just think about that when you're teeing it off here on what is not an overly difficult par 4.
Coming down the home stretch here at the 17th, set up well for a chance to go after this flagstick.
Long and straight.
That's how you do it.
That's an absolute beauty.
Obviously, Frank, you want to hit good shots at a place like this, but you also want to take some shots. You want to snap off a few pictures because it's breathtaking.
I thought you were talking about big game hunting there when you're saying you don't want to shoot these animals. They're beautiful. No, yeah, it is. It's wonderful to come up here and play golf.
That will be a great look at birdie. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. The bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Makes the putt for a birdie. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Here we are at the 18th at Banff Springs, 578-yard par 5. Frank, did you like to finish a round with a par 5?
Certainly if I could birdie it, that's for sure. And there's a good chance here at 18 you can, but there's bunkers galore. They're all in play for various standards of play. But the reward is if you can pump one down the middle of the fairway there, and then you reduce this par 5 to simply a drive and an iron.
That's in the fairway. And that one lands in the first cut, Frank.
Interesting choice coming ahead here. It'll be interesting to see how he reads this lie.
Looks like about 80 yards left.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it. Really solid strike.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. And he has it for birdie. We start off here at the first with a par 4, 414 yards. Frank, what's the key to playing this hole?
You could hit driver or three-wood down there. Their only real concern, that bunker a long way down the left side. Three-wood would never reach that. And just a short iron into a relatively flat green. There's something about a well-hit shot.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Let's see what Martin Kaymer does with this approach shot. Frank, not just a player, but an artist. Just beautiful work right there.
The only thing I can say, Rich, is that was Seve-esque.
Now the approach shot here at the par 4 first.
Generous green, just a little bit uphill. Not minute, really. Big green to hit into, though.
This is a 9-footer. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
If he makes it, he wins the hole. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Trying to move on with a par in his pocket. Did the job right there. So just a formality here. He's made it. So, Frank, a par 4 to open, and we back it up with a relatively short par 3.
This green's surrounded by 6 bunkers. Green also shaped slightly towards the player's left, so just keep your eye on that depending on where the flag is.
This is a good-looking shot. Just a beautiful approach shot. By my reckoning, we have 140 yards left.
Oh, nice strike, Rich. Not quite directly in line with the flag.
Just drifting a bit to the right, but he'll settle. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
It's a pretty big putt right here to win the hole. Wow, I thought he made that. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the course.
Solid par. So par 4 to open, then a par 3, and now Frank here at the third, a par 5 at 528 yards.
And you get to see everything very early on in the round. Dogleg left first hole, par 3 second, and now a long dogleg right, par 5. With a good tee shot, though, you can definitely reach this hole in two. Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good.
That ball's run out certainly over 300 yards, Frank. Call it about 310. Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Second shot here on the par 5 third at Banff Springs.
Even though the green's protected by bunkers on the left, everything sort of kicks from the player's right to the left. So you can land that ball on the right section of the green, allow it to feed towards the flag. Oh, that's off the beaten track. You've got 5 minutes to find it.
This will require a good strike from 180 yards away. Frank, for players looking to improve their putting, what are some of the training methods they can use?
I think speed is always a good one when you get on the putting green and you just practice trying to putt inside that 3-foot circle, because in the end all sports are the same. You're trying to focus in on the destination where that ball has to be delivered, whether it's tennis inside the court or basketball inside the rim. Putting's no different. As you get further and further away from the hole, then you just make an acceptable size circle that you're trying to putt within. So pace, very important.
So at the third, the approach is on the green, but it's a long ways from the cup, about 30 feet away. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. He'll need to be strong with this. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Can't wait to write those on the card. One below par. Chalk it up. It's a birdie. Simple, solid, and he'll take it.
But one that you need to make.
Frank, when you play Banff, you get some of these wow moments where you stand on the tee and you say, ooh, look at
This is one. Yeah, this is one of them, Rich. Yeah, that the elevation change from tee to green is quite dramatic. Consequently, you're going to have to club down a little, at least 2 clubs shorter than what that yardage says on the card.
Missed that one, and it is going towards the rough. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish. But, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
Headed for the bunker, I think.
Lucky devil. That was going in the bunker all the way. Second shot.
He can win the hole on this putt.
Had every chance of going in.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Well, he knew it right from the start. Just a poor putt. See if he's up to the task. Trying to win the hole here. Just misses. You can't miss him from that distance.
Yeah, another bogey at the 4th.
Just a couple of feet. Well, too bad. He gives one back. This to surrender, only one shot. Always love to hear the sound of the bottom of the cup. Back on the tee here at Banff Springs, 5th hole, 424-yard par 4. What's the setup here, Frank?
Well, it's very tempting to try and hit a draw because that's the way in which the hole is shaped. But the main goal is to make sure that you can take that second bunker, the one on the left side, out of play with that tee shot.
Always makes the hole easier, playing it from the fairway. We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
Just trying to make clean contact from the rough. Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
Frank, what are you thinking about on this approach here at the 5th?
Once again, with a good drive, you're left with a scoring club. And by that I mean a short iron. Gives you a lot more options and a lot more flags you can go. Even with a flag in the back left, with a scoring club in hand, you can virtually just go straight at that. The ball will not kick too much once it hits the green.
That was not a very good read right there.
If he makes it, he wins the hole.
He wins the hole. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Well, that wraps up another round here at Banff Springs. Frank, what caught your eye today?
Just the gorgeous scenery, Rich. Golf course not overly long, but not often we get north of the border in just an idyllic part of the world.
We saw plenty of great shots out on the course today, and we're looking forward to getting back to the action soon. So for all of us here at EA Sports, this is Rich Lerner, along with Frank Nobilo saying, until next time. This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Welcome to the King's Palace, Arnold Palmer's Bay Hill Club and Lodge, Frank, right in the heart of Orlando, Florida.
Yeah, for so long it has been the showcase for Florida golf. Of course, the King's Palace, and it has produced many a great champion over the years. Tom Weiskopf was one of my idols growing up. I loved the way he swung. That swing right there reminds me of my idol.
It looks like Rory McIlroy, Frank, sticking the follow-through.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point, you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle.
Well, we've got about 135 yards left. Frank hard to control out of the rough.
Looks a little left.
Birdie attempt coming up for Ian. Now the approach here at number one, Frank, what's he looking at?
A nice high, soft landing second shot would be ideal here. There's a little bit of a ridge in this green. Don't really want to be going long here. Those two bunkers, never easy coming out of those and downhill.
Locked in on the read and the speed. It's a good looking putt right here. He might like it. Wow, I can't believe he found the cup on that one.
Clean up on aisle 5.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Back to the action here at the Bay Hill Club and Lodge. Second hole, it is a pretty demanding par 3, Frank.
Goal really is to just carry that front bunker or sneak it a little right of that and try and cheat it around.
This is a cross-country special.
Tough game, Frank. You can hit 300-yard drives and miss 3-foot putts.
Yeah, there's the ecstasy, and that's the agony.
Always take that. Good par putt right there. If he makes it, he wins the hole. And that gives him the hole. He's made it. Now to the par 4 third. Picturesque and difficult hole, Frank.
It might be picturesque, but it's certainly not for the faint of heart. This is going to take your best swing.
Water all down the left side. Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up. Hazard.
Maybe wet. So toweled off, dried off, and ready to go.
Yeah, let's hope this swing he hasn't still got the floaties on.
Third shot now after the last one found the deep blue.
You can still minimize the damage here. It's only one bad shot that you got punished for. Great shot out of the rough. He avoided all the troubles just to get that on the green.
That was not an easy shot. He'll settle. Second shot here at the third.
One of the narrowest greens at Bay Hill. Water, as you can see on that left side. So for the faint of heart, you're going to miss, if anything, to that right side. And that's exactly where they put a little bunker. So be very straight on the second.
It's a pretty big putt right here to win the hole. Well, Frank, it's our job to get excited.
You can't when you leave it short, though.
I'm sad.
He's making my job hard. Virtually no error in that putting stroke. Good putt.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Navalo back at the fourth. It's the first par 5 on the golf course, Frank.
The litmus test is that first bunker on the left side. If you can get it past that, you've hit it over 330 yards.
They'll be pretty happy with that 290-yard poke off the tee. And from the fairway for his second shot here.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
And that one ends up about 25 feet from the hole. Frank, what do you do with the second shot here at this par 5 fourth hole?
It's decision time. There's always a reward. Obviously, you hit a par 5 and 2, but sometimes the prudent play is just to lay it up where you have a full shot. This green, because it's elevated, you want to go in there with something that you know is going to stick on this green.
Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
Well, in the sand, but it has been raked nicely, looking for something positive. Ian Poulter to win the hole. How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good. Line looked good. Just did not take that final break. It's at sneaky distance.
Bang. Has it. So just a formality here. Has it. That's birdie. Now to the fifth hole. And off the tee, Frank, how do these fairway bunkers sort of factor into your mindset as you prepare to tee off?
Well, if you watch the pros play on the Arnold Palmer Invitational, you see two different strategies here. Just an iron off the tee, give yourself a full shot in, or, well, if you're a longer hitter, take it over that bunker on the left.
Good contact, good result. Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin.
Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough, missing it off the tee here. Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. Going to need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
Frank, nice to have a short iron into a par 4 here at Bay Hill, but still no guarantee that you'll make the birdie or even par.
But a reward for a good one, exactly the way you've described it. This is one hole that's a swing hole. Hit a good shot in here, you're going to have inside 10, 15 feet for a birdie. Make a mistake, then all of a sudden you're scratching your head. How did I make 5?
This one just requires a little bit of focus.
Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just a good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
He wins the hole. Hard putt, soft hands, beautiful roll. Frank, what's the thinking here as you step to the tee at the signature hole, the long par 5, 6th hole?
Well, the longer hitters can go at that big pine tree. Then it's reachable in 2. Now, if you're a little shorter, then you've got to start to sort of aim at the middle of those 2 bunkers.
This one doesn't look good.
There's water over there.
And that one lands in the first cut, Frank.
Interesting choice coming ahead here. It'll be interesting to see how he reads this lie. Oh, nice little bounce forward. Should be close to 300, 290.
Looking to keep it going here, Frank.
Yeah, another example of things just working as they should.
It should be pretty good right there. On the safe side.
And a chance for eagle after that perfectly played shot. Frank, just into that first cut.
Yeah, it's sitting up. Really, this isn't too bad a situation.
Poulter's the kind of guy we've seen who can go on runs. Maybe this will be the start of one. This is for eagle.
Well, hello there.
Huge bonus making that one. Wow. the awkward length.
Continues to putt beautifully. Well, after that beast of a par 5, Frank, it is time to finesse one up on the green here at the par 3-7, just a little under 200 yards.
There's a big mound in the middle of the screen. The flag's above it, and then you've got to be really precise. If it's short of it, you can use that mound as a backstop.
That's how you play the game, right there. Stick it in close, and then knock in the birdie. Pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. And he has it for birdie. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Continues to roll it very well all day long. Frank, how about the 8th par 4, one of the more intriguing setups?
Ideally, you want to just work your tee shot away from that bunker. But this is one fairway you must hit because it's one of the toughest second shots on the golf course. Well, where this ball's going, there's no fairway there, only rough.
And it looks like it's in the rough there, Frank.
It might not be as bad as it looks. Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Frank, it's not about getting the ball close to the hole. From that spot,
Well, he had no chance to get it close. I thought he had very, very, very little chance of getting it on the green. So given that, that was a very good shot.
if he makes it, he wins the hole. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Doing what needs to be done. You need to make them from that distance. Just a couple of feet. Rounding out the front 9 here at Bay Hill, 474-yard par 4. Frank, you've played this hole before. Where are you lining up when you step onto the tee here?
There's an out of bounds all the way down the left side that you have to be cognizant of. But that bunker, 290 yards carries it. And yet again, another hole that favors the long hitter.
Well, that sets up well for a chance at the green here at the 9th. Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
And Ian Poulter going for the green on his second shot. Can't hide the flagstick from that man. All right, partner, break down this approach shot here at the par 4 ninth.
What you're looking at is one of the biggest greens on the golf course, Rich, so it gives you a chance to be perhaps a little more aggressive than what you would normally think on a par 4 that's just a little under 500 yards.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt.
So the short miss, and those are painful.
See if he's up to the task. Trying to win the hole here.
Ian Poulter takes the hole. Everybody loves him. Birdie on the card.
Just a perfect springtime day here in Orlando, Florida. We're at the Bay Hill Club and Lodge. Frank, how do you get off to the perfect start on this second 9 here?
One of the few holes here that actually moves to the right, so a little cut off those 2 bunkers. Either that, or if you can fly the ball 280, 285, you can take it over the right, or just an iron.
The green is up above, and this will play at least a club longer.
Should be safely on deck.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
From about 8 feet.
Wow, rolling the ball beautifully, makes birdie again.
Yeah, that pace, that roll, it's always getting to the hole, and it's the perfect, what we call the perfect holding speed. It uses all 4 1/4 inches of the cup.
That's how you keep a round going, make them from that distance. Now to the 11th with water left, bunkers on the right. Frank, what's the key here?
Well, too often people just look at the scorecard and they go, well, it's over 400 yards, I have to hit driver. You don't have to hit driver at 11. Something in the fairway, just short of that second bunker. And it sits up, 6 or a 7 on.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole.
There's something about a well-hit shot.
It's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Birdie attempt coming up for Ian.
Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
it doesn't go in, you got to add another one to the scorecard.
And that's where the golf ball's just staring at you and
Oh, yeah.
mocking you and laughing at you.
You know deep down it's smiling too, don't you?
He can win the hole on this putt. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts.
He has this attempt for par. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Clean this up with a tap. Did the job right there. Frank, now we're at the 574-yard, par 5 12th. How critical are the par 5s if you're trying to put a score on the board here at Bay Hill?
They're crucial, Rich, because the par 4s are very, very difficult. So anytime you get a par 5, you've really got to take advantage of it. Second shot.
Headed for the bunker? Well, he'll have to get up and down from the bunker to save his par. Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot.
This looks like it's heading for the bunker.
He just missed the bunker. All right, in the bunker now. That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. And great execution. Right out of the bunker and right next to the hole. Third shot, looking for a good one. Getting set now over the putt. Well, that wasn't a gimme, but he sure made it look easy. Ian Poulter will make birdie if he can hold this. Drops for a birdie. Frank, this is an interesting hole. It's the par 4 13th, and it isn't necessarily a driver off the tee. What are the options?
Yeah, you break it down. 250 off the tee leaves 120. There's nothing wrong with playing the hole that way. You get a little over ambitious here and run out of fairway. That second shot over water. Whoa.
Not looking good, Frank.
No, I think it's wet.
Be a little disappointed with that because it lands in the rough and it appears to be fairly thick over there.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Cleans that up in the hole. Just a little tap in here. Fourteenth hole, Frank, more than 200 yards, par 3. This is no picnic.
No, it plays a little longer than that too. Slightly uphill. You've got to carry the ball onto the front of the screen. It will not run up. Oh, nice strike, Rich. Not quite directly in line with the flag.
Just drifting a bit to the right, but he'll settle. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Settles in over the putt. Good putt. And this will be a 5-foot putt here. And he has it for birdie. At the 15th hole now at Bay Hill, this is a massive dogleg, Frank.
Yeah, if you're a Bubba Watson type player and you can move the ball around, you can move it left to right, that'll certainly help the tee shot. If you're average Joe, though, just hit it down the left. Take your medicine. I'm loving that balance.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Ian Poulter going for the green on his second shot. On the green, and a chance for birdie. Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Ian Poulter to win the hole. Right off the edge. Wow.
That hurts.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Seems to really have the touch today. Nudge this one home, finish it up.
And he makes it for par.
The Bay Hill Club and Lodge features a really exciting finishing stretch. 16 is a reachable par 5. You'll see eagles and birdies there coming home. 17, a very difficult par 3 over the water. The bunker is there. Takes an excellent shot. And then 18 is all you want. We know that with the water in front. That second shot which comes over the lake. And that's a hold-your-breath moment. It is a great finishing 3-hole stretch at Bay Hill.
That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that hanging in the sky.
Setting up for an approach shot here.
It is the house that Arnold built, the Bay Hill Club and Lodge. Arnold's summer home is actually in western Pennsylvania, Latrobe Country Club. That's where he grew up. He came to Central Florida in the 1970s and fell in love with this piece of ground. He bought it, and he's grown it ever since, and now it is host to one of the premier stops on the PGA Tour. Big, strong golf course. You have to really be a good ball striker and generally one of the longer hitters to be successful around here.
Still a snack, though. Oh, painful lip out. This is a good putt.
Absolutely can't believe it. I thought that thing was stone dead in the center. And that gives him the hole.
Frank, that wraps up another great day of golf here at the Bay Hill Club.